Gavel down.
That was fun. All right, I call this meeting to order, the December 3rd meeting of the Airport Advisory Board. I think the first thing we're gonna do is vote to approve the minutes from our October board meeting. So, do I have a motion or do I have any edits to the?
I move that we approve it was written.
I'll second.
Yes, motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, we'll move to the next one. I want to add a motion to determine the chair to the agenda.
And I can explain, really briefly. We, when we're redoing we're doing the minutes, we realized that we didn't have enough people for a quorum when we vote on the chair, but we did for the vice chair. So we need to redo that vote from last time. So that's staff just catching that and want to make sure that we're good. Okay. So we need a motion for a chair and then a vote.
Okay, I move that Clancy be appointed the chair.
All right, we got a motion in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain again.
Okay, that's fine.
All,
Okay.
We have 4 this time. Clancy voted this time.
full.
I voted.
You didn't vote last time for yourself?
No,
That's
that's
intriguing.
that's what got us hung
That's what
up.
got us in trouble.
Yeah, we didn't realize
It's
that.
good when you don't vote for
For
yourself.
yourself. For anybody that should have voted for you.
So anyway,
I won't respond to that.
no, well, there's Jim
Yeah,
here.
Jim's here, yeah.
Jim, you just took a vote on the motion for the chair.
Because Clancy messed it up last time.
I did.
It made a whole problem.
Very good.
All right. Is that a vote official now?
Yes,
Can I hand her back the gun?
yes.
If you want.
Well, I do. Trust me. Trust me. I leave. It's wrong.
You don't want it, eh?
Hand back like a hot potato. I got it.
Thank you.
No.
Okay, I guess the first agenda item is the recruitment update.
I'm gonna go ahead and, Jim, if you wanna give your kind of take on where we're at, but I believe we're down to 2.
2, okay. We went through at 10,
8.
8 different interviews via Zoom or via Teams, I guess. And I actually would give a lot of compliments to the recruitment staff for really well qualified people. There was no one in there that I was like, the hell are we doing? So that was really good to see. I was also really impressed by the expansive reach that it got from people from the South, some from the Northeast, a couple local people, but it was not, I was definitely expecting a more regional pool, which it was not. So I think we unanimously agreed on at least on the top 2.
Yep.
And I think if either selected, we would be in good hands. So far,
How was the qualifications? Did everybody come with the
You
qualifications?
didn't get to that component, so I can kind of like, so basically with our first round, we had a scoring matrix that we were using to determine who was qualified based on the job bulletin that we put out. And through that, there was 8 individuals that rose to the top. So we try to look between 8 and 10 generally for those first round of interviews, and then try to narrow down to 3 to 4 generally speaking. But in this case, 2 rose way above.
How many did you get total?
Over 60 of them, and
Really?
yeah, but we put out to Indeed and just get like, I work at Quick Trip part-time, and
I could run an airport.
Yeah. so I never really like to share those facts, but we did AAAE and some other local based on feedback from y'all. So basically the position was advertised through traditional platforms, Indeed, and then specialized options within LinkedIn, Facebook, and aviation related websites. So we definitely try to get it out there.
The aviation website's supposed to really come through with that.
And actually LinkedIn. Because we use that pedestal to reach niched groups on LinkedIn as well.
the other really cool part was that the 2 candidates that are left are educated on our current issues or topics.
Yes.
So they came ready to discuss things that were topical.
Well,
They did it on their own?
they did their homework.
All right.
Which is,
You would be proud.
yes, so
That's cool.
basically to be considered, yeah, to be considered for the first round, they had to meet the minimum qualifications. So we did that and achieved that through experience and training. So let's say somebody had 7 years working on the line somewhere at an airport, first level entry, that wouldn't have met the management qualifications we're looking for. So that would have kicked that candidate out. So they should have a bachelor's degree and at least 5 years of progressive responsible experience in aviation management, public administration, business administration related fields. So we were really lucky to have that many folks with where we're at kind of with our job advertisement pay band that got there. And then we also have had some, preferences for becoming a, triple AE executive candidate. So next steps, next week, we will be bringing in those 2 candidates and I'm going to expand our pool of interviewees and the questions that we'll do will be more situational and we'll be out at the airport for those interviews. So yeah, so
That's
All right.
Lloyd will be reaching out to
Yeah,
observer
that's
room
fine.
if they haven't yet, but
You're on.
That's good.
camera.
yeah, thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Christina. So yeah, so we're pretty excited and the goal still continues to be the one thing that I felt on timing on, amongst everything that I haven't been able to is someone starting hopefully in mid to late January. So
Wow, that's fast. That's
Yeah.
great.
so that's the goal.
They'd have to move.
That's good. I thought I was supposed to be part of that. I didn't even know what was going on.
We took the first person and then it was, and he was able to join us. So that was how we did it.
Okay,
Because
you just didn't-
we didn't want a huge
Yeah.
group. Now, if there's any feedback we want on the next round of what we're doing, certainly, if we want others to join next week, they're gonna be, I think, was it Monday and Thursday or
Monday and Wednesday.
Monday and Wednesday?
Who were the interviewees besides Jim?
It was Jim, myself, and our HR person.
Oh, okay. So just 3 of you.
Yeah, but we worked with, we worked together
Oh, yeah.
with our HR to narrow.
Sure.
So,
Right, and the company you hired.
and yeah, and our friend Lindsay, she actually wrote the specifications for how we would narrow candidates down to do that interview, which was really good. She gave us our first round of questions and we have stuff from her second round and I'm going to use those to try and develop a better kind of situational interviewing process for the in-person. So
I will confidently say those 2 individuals not around here. So I'm
So it's
bigger
gonna
than
be tough, but that's a nice one.
Now, the question is, can they get along with Melissa?
well, I like them both enough to want to bring them in and
Yeah.
bring them
I'm
in. So,
kidding.
yeah. So that's, I think that's the important part. And,
Well,
we don't typically pay to bring people in, but we will be for this because it's important. So,
let whoever else you want to attend.
yeah, it was something.
It's your
Was
decision.
it Sarah and Ron that
It
were the
was.
two? Yeah.
Yes, too.
Yeah.
I will be in town both those days.
Okay.
So-
All right.
What days did you say?
Monday and Wednesday.
Monday and
I think
Wednesday.
Second,
I think it makes more sense.
I'm more open Wednesday. Monday I've got a bunch of stuff. What time are you doing?
Well, I would want you to be able to be at both. So if you can't attend both.
What time are you?
It's 11 to 3 on Monday and 10 to 2.
Yeah,
on
no, that's not gonna work. I got a bunch of stuff.
so
Oh,
11 to 3 on Monday.
Monday and 10 to 2 on
It's
Wednesday.
not the 8th though. It's the following. Is it the
15th.
8th?
Correct. No, it's the
Monday's
15th.
the 8th.
Sorry, I'm on the
Following week.
It's the week of the 15th.
Correct.
Yes.
oh, that's
That
different.
doesn't work. I'm in Seattle.
Okay, sorry.
The Monday, the
I'm so
15th
confused
doesn't
with
work for me either.
I can do Monday and Wednesday.
On Wednesday, okay.
No, I'm
So it's the 15th and the 17th.
So is there something,
It's a bad
is
time of
there
year.
somebody, yeah, it's a bad time of year.
I can do it if these guys,
Carrie or Jake.
Gary or Jake, I don't care.
I'll take a look and see.
What day, say that again?
15th and
So the
17th.
15th,
Uh,
11 to 3. And then the 17th, 10 to 2.
Next week was a lot better.
If, Clancy, if you can't do it, I can move some stuff so I can do it, but if you can do it, I don't think you need, unless you think you need 3 of us there. If you and Clancy
I can do both of them.
if you and Clancy can do it, I think
Okay.
the 2 of you will probably.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. If you can't make it though, man, or something pops up, let me know, and I can.
No, I can't. That's not my appointment. That's
Yeah, and then,
Jack's physical.
and then we're gonna hopefully get down to someone that we can agree on salary and stuff. So you just understand that this process is not without flaws yet. So just understand, but
May not get either of these two.
yeah, it's possible. So,
And this is at the airport, right?
yeah, we'll be at the airport. We'll get invitations out. So if
Yeah, it ain't written
wants to join us
down.
or Carrie, we'll send them to you. We just, if we have 4 of you, we have to post it. It's a quorum, I believe so.
We will just be the
The
two.
two of us.
Okay.
I have meeting invites for not those times.
Okay.
Gary, can you send me or who's
Stacy or Janice will be sending in.
okay, perfect. I have some placeholders in here that are not the times that you said. I'm good either way.
That doesn't shock me somehow. Okay, because it's been a moving target, but I had to get sign off to bring someone in and pay. I didn't understand. So anyway, okay, well, that's an exciting update.
Wow, thank you. And Melissa and the HR person.
I didn't even break any rules, I don't think.
No, you did not. You did
That's right.
That's no fun.
Yeah, I was trying. I was like, oh, I better not.
I think the 17th is a really.
If there's any questions that any of you feel that maybe would be good to ask, you can filter them to me and we'll see how we can weave those in. Okay.
Just curious, not this one way to one another, or either one of them pilot.
That's a good
I'm
question.
just
They
curious.
both are.
They both are? Cool.
Wow.
I think I'm funner. All right.
Did you just say funner?
I did say funny.
You conjugated that way. That was impressive.
Well,
I assume you have, you have communication with the community. Yes, like some kind of question. Yeah, that's what I would be interested in.
Okay, community. Yep. No problem.
Community communication.
One of them had the same idea I did. Retreat and stuff, so it's.
Oh, we have to do that.
That would be so fun.
Well, I have something to say about that later.
Fun.
Okay.
It's so much
I
fun.
was gonna bring something like that up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that,
That's good.
That's community involvement.
So like, again,
all of them get,
maybe when.
Centennial year.
Yeah.
All right, are we done with this? Okay,
I don't have any more to tell you.
okay, the wildlife management plan. I don't know if anybody else read it, but tell me what you think. Melissa, what do you have to say about it?
Well, this was a kind of a joint venture with our facilities folks that have been, managing wildlife. Lloyd knows that we're out there occasionally managing wildlife, but we've had to get on top of it and I wanted something documented. And so we looked at, best practices with the FAA, looked at, we contract with, right now, it's through the USDA, possibly. But they have a group that coordinates with the FAA on wildlife management airports. So they're now here 4 times a year, I think, is what they're scheduled to be out here or more often as needed. So it's a pretty good setup for us. But we wanted something documented that we could then rely on with our facility staff to be following this protocol. So this is kind of where we're at. It's a start. I don't think it's an overkill.
It's well documented. I was surprised it's so long.
I have some questions. though.
Okay.
I have some just stylistic things which I will give to you
Okay.
later.
And this does follow our style guide for our APWA accreditation. So there's probably a little bit of minimalistic movement on that.
Well, there's just some definitions that you use the acronym first and don't define the word.
Okay, I did not write this, so I'm more than happy to take.
But what I want to know about is under governance on page 1, what is a non-certified airport? I just,
Somebody's grass.
what is it?
Stearman Field in Wichita.
FAA regulations for non-certified airports. Is that that's what the governance is for this?
Private on airport?
It may be the designation under which it falls.
Well,
Yeah.
certified airport is normally a part something airport.
139.
139.
139.
And
So
we're not
that means So the
That means
definition of
We are not
non,
a certified airport.
Correct, we're not.
so that means we're not a non-certified airport. Okay,
You don't have to have a tower to be certified.
Oh, you don't?
Right.
Okay.
I'm aware of that,
No,
but
no, but let's just say we don't have a tower, therefore we're not.
Yeah.
Tower has
no,
nothing to do
that's
with it.
why I wanted to know what that meant.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
So it's a double negative, we're not certified.
okay. Did we
We are not,
actually
no, we are
adopt
not a certified.
aerial sprayer
Okay, yeah.
regulations? Or is that gonna be coming
It'll be
under
coming.
the op standards?
Economy.
Okay. On the second page, it's CTAF, not CTAP.
Just.
Under safety.
Right?
I didn't notice that. Oh, shoot, it's early.
It's gonna be-
I don't know. If I already comment, oh my gosh.
And I'm a little mystified about what grass strands that could turn to seed are. That's kind of an awkward phrase, and what I really want to know is, what does it mean? Does it mean,
It means you don't have to worry about it, but my facilities people
it
do.
means unmowed grass stands that go to seed? Okay, and what are we spraying under directional signs? There are several places where it says spraying, but it doesn't say whether it's a herbicide or weed killer or.
It's probably methyl ethyl death. I don't know. We'll find out.
I mean,
Yeah, I think we should specify what it is we're doing here.
Yeah, if we're spraying, we actually have to have applicators licenses, and so we actually
Yeah,
use
and-
Parks and Recreation to do whatever.
And I think it ought to be, that ought to be defined somehow, what it is we're spraying in the various places that we're spraying, because I'm gonna make an assumption that it has to be different stuff in different places. Like the 4 feet around the fence, there has to be something different from.
Sounds
maybe
like
what's on the, I don't know.
Well, because you got what's on the apron then too.
Exactly, I think what's the deal? And,
Activates an aprons.
and what happens on page 5, under agricultural? What
Green.
we've got, don't we lease out some of the fields? And how is that affected here by,
How about those fields in front and the
yeah,
south side of the
Don't know exactly how this works, so you're
Yeah.
asking lots of questions. I'm not
So-
gonna be able to answer.
so I can give you what I saw, and then the only other question I have is on page 7, under management and mitigation strategies. Nobody's waiting around for the gates to close behind them, and they were wide open the other day.
And we got a reporting on that, and I already dispatched it.
Okay. That's all I have to say, and I'll give this to you.
Yep. I'll give it to Jenny. My expert wildlife management person.
Okay, does anybody else have comments besides mine?
No, I saw the C tap and I was just surprised it was so
It
bad.
has to be a fat finger, I'm sure.
That's
Well,
okay.
anything we're gonna do is gonna be detailed because we're trying to follow standards
Oh,
for.
yeah.
And the thing I'm concerned about is that the definition of what we're spraying and where we're spraying it
Yes,
is indefinite on the whole document.
Right, and
So,
it probably leaves it up to whatever Parks and Rec standards are in their spraying.
and that's okay.
But then it might need to reference the rules and regs or something has, because somewhere we had something about MSDSs and blah, blah, blah.
Which is part of our
Spraying some
rules and
toxins.
regs.
Yeah,
Okay,
For the city.
right.
and then, does anybody else have anything else on that? Okay. The CIP update?
Yes, so some good news, which most of you probably have observed already, but the taxiway rehabilitation project is nearing completion. The things that are kind of hanging out there, and this was as of before Thanksgiving, is we only have temporary restriping there, right? And the permanent we have to get temperatures up above certain degree. And so we're kind of waiting on that, but hopefully next week, there's supposed like maybe a bit of a time frame for that. And then the next part is that all surfaces are usable and anchors may be tied down to. So that's a good step forward. And then we're waiting on pavement cure to permanently restripe and obviously temperatures at this point now. And then the contractor is scheduling to replace the existing fuel farm apron with an expanded apron. So that was something that y'all were questioning whether we're gonna be able to do, and we were able to figure out that we could afford it. So that was huge. And we're aiming for the fuel apron work to take place in December or later this winter to avoid World Cup related traffic in May, June, July timeframe. So the other thing is there's a change order that's been issued for remaining FAA grant funds towards installation of a new slot drain. This is for you, Lloyd, and everybody else that's going to use this area for safety purposes. But that will drain off an area that's ponding during rain events and was noticed reappeared after the rehabilitation project. So I got my team on
I
that.
was in a puddle last night.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and it ices, I'm sure. So that's
I
why,
was afraid I'd slip.
yeah, we
You gotta
went,
drill a hole and get it out, which is.
we're doing a slot drain that will resolve the ponding
Slide
and
it down, drain
yeah.
it to the side like it did.
we already have an existing system that goes along the terminal building. This just needs to get that there. So I think that I'm not sure if that'll get done now, but it should be moving forward soon, so I can get an update to you on that. I would, well, yeah, it is winter already, so yeah, we're in trouble, but yes, we'll be working on it.
That's awesome.
Okay. And then the other thing is just some grant updates. Construction of the project here is that we were just now talking about was 5 grants, 2 FAA grants and 3 state. And it's has come in somewhat under budget, so their remaining funds will go back to our fund bank and we'll be applying those to future grant projects. So just so you know, we did it under budget and we're fixing the slip spot.
You know that sentence doesn't.
It ends.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Any more of that?
No.
Right?
It looks good.
It
Yeah,
does.
I was out there in the snow, and couldn't see anything.
Yeah. It was good.
Just to put the heat on.
You don't realize how smooth a new apron is until it's.
When you're
Well,
dancing it was
Yeah, it doesn't like, it is very and smooth. Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna
You-
hold it.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like slowing down and having the whole.
Brown guys were chasing.
Okay, so.
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for your patience with that, because it was one of those things when I realized that there was ability to still get it in, that I pushed hard for that to happen. So, enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, the contractor was pretty good to work with.
That is
They
amazing.
were really good to work with.
They're great.
Don't worry, we'll beat it up pretty quickly for you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
And the World Cup updates, Melissa?
Well, there's not been any other meetings of the metropolitan group for FIFA Kansas City, but I'm sure they will be ramping up after this Friday when the draw occurs.
Mhm.
So we'll know a little bit more, but my understanding is it could be even into February or March before we actually know who's coming here, which is also interesting as well. So it's kind of like, depends on who you talk to, what you hear, but I'll be at the draw party on Friday to see what that is going to entail. And hopefully maybe we learn something really specific. But either way, I think as far as airport is concerned, we're going to be in pretty good shape and ready to welcome folks in for World Cup. So apron, yay! Sorry, I'm very
And I
excited.
passed
about that.
out to everybody just a note that I saw in the paper. The transportation, apparently one of the big deals on World Cup is to have public transportation from all of the practice venues to the main venue.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
This is what they're saying they're gonna do for Lawrence, which I think might be a big mistake. For parking problems. They want to center the buses and apparently they're hiring like 50 or 60 coaches, long distance coaches, to transport people. I don't know where people are gonna park if they have it at the central station down at Crestline, especially if they're running that many buses.
Right, there's.
So I have suggested, I wrote down to Melissa earlier today that we look at the mall, that by 70 in the airport, see if there's any buses.
No, she's on the north wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
That way.
Look at airport parking lot's pretty busy.
Well, but we have fields.
Oh, well,
It
it
depends.
feels,
Depends on the weather.
yeah.
Depends on the weather and it depends, I mean, this is June and July.
Right.
So I mean, if it's muddy.
This year
the
was
field,
muddy as
the-
heck.
Yeah,
So,
if it's rainy, then the field won't work at the airport, but the mall would work really well. And I think this would add 20 minutes at least to getting out of town if they have it at the central station. So in case, that's my 2 cents
Yeah,
worth.
there's, cause there's no parking.
There's no parking
Right.
there.
Just
I think
minimal.
the idea was that you'd have to take buses to get there to get on the bus.
Well,
Take a bus to get on the bus.
well, so unless there's a bus to get another bus, I mean, no,
Yep, no. Well,
I can't solve that.
we'll take it, we'll be together on Friday and I'll pass this information
Okay.
along. Perfect.
Anything else under agenda items? Everybody? Okay. Compass Rose, everybody has a copy of a sample that was designed by Airport. She is more than willing to right now do the specifications and the materials that we want. What do we want in the middle?
This was taken from an airplane. What is the air?
I don't know whether she did it. Everybody should have a copy of it.
It was on the.
Yeah. And it can be much more complicated. We can do more points if we need to and all kinds.
I think 30, maybe 30 degrees is fine for a compass rose, right? We need 30, yeah. But you don't need more than 30.
No, I mean, the 99s can make it as complicated as you
Yeah.
like. And Sarah's willing to be my liaison with the local 99s, and I think we can get the EAA folks.
You make the center of Sunflower.
We can make the center, I was
That's what we were
thinking,
talking
I
about,
was
yeah.
thinking,
Ideas last time.
we were talking about this too.
Flame.
Yeah. Or in favor of that than like making it FIFA, you know, we talked about
Yeah.
that too. I think
So-
that's too offensive.
That's what I need some direction on.
Yeah.
for
I
the-
wouldn't make it FIFA because this is a permanent thing.
Exactly.
FIFA is a 1-year deal.
No,
You can always pay
that down.
you
We
can
talked
always
about
pay
that
it.
last time, but
And
the flame is a nice idea.
Well, we don't have any rights issues with the flame.
flame.
Well,
Or
see, there you go.
sunflower, whatever, but.
And we don't have rights issues with the 99s if they want it.
Somebody could design a sunset.
So what do you want?
Is there a sponsorship opportunity that we get KU to sponsor and put a Jayhawk in the middle?
Like you're thinking money. I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Off of
why
this.
not reach out to KU? Would they
The
like
city
to?
has to buy the paint and everything, yeah.
Well, the only paint they're gonna have to buy that they don't have might be red. They've got blue and white all over the brochure.
What's the,
So it's self-sponsored to Garmin. Garmin wanna, does Garmin wanna put a big
I'll
logo?
tell you right now.
No, that would be a no.
Yeah, it's a hard no. Last 3 days, I can tell you right now, it's no. $50 a
So
share.
much as I love KU, we still have another university in town also. And
Haskell.
the Flame,
Yeah.
Agnostic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. So,
I was just thinking potential revenue opportunity.
I was thinking more of if you have a sponsor, then you have somebody to maintain it. Keep their logo up.
I'll buy the paint, guys. We can put a big.
no, city by the deal.
There are
with the
99.
is-
Is exactly right, close enough to carry, yeah.
No, the deal- The deal with the 99s is city buys the paint and the equipment and Carol and other folks who are experienced, and we have one in your chapter at least.
Right, and we've got those people up in Colorado that
That are willing to come
They're
and
willing to
lay it
come,
out, and do the 9 yards, but we still have to have a surveyor.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a city surveyor, so that.
That's it. So all I need to know for Carol to give us the
The only thing about the flame, like, I don't know how long we've had the flame as like the city logo. Does that change every 2 or 3, 4, 5 years? No. Right.
It didn't have color before though.
Every
Yeah.
12 or so.
Every 12 or so?
12 or so.
Well, that's the last time the runways were redone.
Mhm.
No, I'm just wondering. Renumbered, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last time.
When they did the
The 99s.
1523 was just redone and they redid the striping and everything.
No.
No, I mean, because they
Changed the number because it used to be 1-4.
Did it? Okay, I was just curious.
One,
I mean, when magnetic north doesn't shift on a regular schedule, is that what it is?
it shifted a
It
couple
does.
times.
It doesn't matter for the compass rose. All
Yeah, it
for-
has to.
Okay.
No, it's-
No,
it
it
has-
does matter for
It
the,
matters. It has to be surveyed to magnetic.
to make that, it does matter for the.
It matters.
It-
Yeah.
I said for painting the
Oh, for
compass
painting.
rose, we have to have the correct magnetic north.
Yes.
For the runway, it doesn't matter if they're discrepant at this point.
Well, I was just asking them last time they changed, you know,
Well,
I was just
What,
curious.
how
It
long
is-
the paint lasts? I can,
No,
Last
she's
time magnetic north
Yeah,
changed, but it's only a sidebar. It's not that.
it's a sidebar and we don't need to worry about it right
Yes,
now.
yeah.
It will change whenever the FAA tells us we have to change.
And it's changing quicker now.
It's changing quicker now. Okay, so I'm asking you, what do you want in the middle?
I would vote number one for a KU something, either the alumni flag or the Jayhawk, for two big reasons. The vast majority of people that are gonna be coming through here transient, some relation to that. I do have respect for the other universities here. I don't think there's a lot of users of the airport that are identified with that university. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but
Wrong grant.
I do believe that we will get more marketing use out of this, because I think people would take pictures with it. You know, having their
It's an
airplane,
interesting one.
and like, I think you'll get more notoriety for the airport of a Jayhawk design. If it can't be a Jayhawk, I would then vote for a Sunflower for the exact same reason. I'm okay if it's Lawrence, Kansas with the flame, but it needs to have all of that, because if that flame's in there, I have no earthly idea what that means. And I live in
Okay.
there.
All right,
Phoenix.
okay, who
Phoenix, right?
wants to make a motion? Jim?
You move Jayhawk, I'll second it.
Okay, there you go. I suggest a Jayhawk as the number. To be followed, if not compatible, then go to a Sunflower.
I'm gonna slightly change my mind. Can I make another motion or do we want to?
No, we gotta do
his?
this one
Yeah, exactly.
first.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor of the Jayhawk?
Aye. Abstaining just because I can't vote for a Jayhawk.
What is the?
I like the idea, but I just all friends up to. You like drive over it and you're like, I'm abstaining just because. Julie, reaching blast.
So we have a tie.
I think that makes sense though.
No, we don't have a tie. We only have three, so we don't have.
Well, the only here's, I will vote for it. What was your idea, sir? I just want to hear.
A sunflower. I like that notion. Cause it's more agnostic. It's not linked to one.
If I understand, your first suggestion was a sunflower. If it couldn't be a sunflower.
No,
Your first suggestion
Another way
was
around.
the Jayhawk. If it can't be a Jayhawk, then a sunflower. If it can't be a sunflower, then full city of Aurora.
Yeah. If we do a Sunflower with Lawrence.
Was that as full your?
I think that's right. That's what
Agree.
was all was.
Well, I'm only in favor of B of your.
And what I'm after is trying to get people to want to take pictures. It's gonna be
I
beautiful.
totally hear your
It
point
is.
about the
And if
fun.
it's a big Sunflower and it says Lawrence, Kansas in it, or our airport identifier,
It'll say that.
I'm all in. As long as it's done, for what we just saw, if it comes out like that, like Sunflower, it says KLWC or Lawrence, Kansas, I'm in. I don't have a horse in the race for KU. I just know that that's.
Used to be there.
Okay, what do we do?
And we do have the Jayhawk in the
Fair.
Okay,
FBO.
what do we do?
Yeah.
So
Mr. Roberts rules here.
can we vote again and I will.
Well, why don't we modify, why don't we?
Well, we need an
modify the motion?
amendment to the vote since the vote didn't pass,
It did
so.
not carry.
Since it did not carry, so basically it's dead, so now you need another motion.
Okay.
Yours.
Okay, Sarah.
I move that for the middle of our new compass rose, we do a sunflower design. Maybe we can even get a local artist to design that and then do KLWC, just because that's, not linked to just one
I
unit.
second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. The motion carries.
Okay.
Yeah, we agree.
Problem solved.
I'll see what Carol can come up.
You guys-
Yeah,
We don't like.
if she could design it, yeah, she can. She's.
That's a good idea.
That's a point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Better farms,
Brought
like a
Thanksgiving
miles from the airport, where
Yeah, that's.
Sunflower
Yeah,
farm.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if Carol could design it, because we don't want just.
Huh? What, Christina has a question.
Yes.
Jake didn't vote, are you abstaining?
Oh, no, I
You
concur.
did, okay.
Thank
Come
you.
on, Jake, don't make this.
Sorry.
I think it's very unanimous.
I will forward the request,
But I didn't hate the cave.
and we don't have any
You know.
copyright problems or anything. Okay, Terry, you want to talk about the North Lawrence?
Yeah, I'll talk briefly about North Lawrence.
Okay.
But first I want to give Melissa and her team kudos. They ran a really great meeting, and I was sick and didn't get a chance to make the second large public meeting. But it was an interesting group for the first meeting we went to. About 15-ish people, North Lawrence, task force, the North Lawrence residents. We met at the train station. There's lots of different, I think, views and opinions and ideas on what North Lawrence could look like. But I think the thing that we as an airport board need to really think about is, until that meeting, I think sometimes we forget the lack of knowledge people have with our airport. There was a guy there that made a statement, and Melissa did a great job of shutting him down really quickly, that said, at the airport, they just want to extend the runway so they can land 747s there all day. And I wanted to ask, do you even know what 747 is? And why would we land those in Lawrence, right? Like, it's just like, he had this whole idea of, things that were happening at the airport that I had never heard of, or heard that are never that we're not landing 747s.
I'm leaving.
Exactly. So I do think, and the thing, I thought the guy afterwards, and I don't think a lot of people realize, the economic driver that the Lawrence Airport is, right? Like, and if you think about North
There are
Lawrence,
so many corporate jets there.
yeah, if you think about one of the largest economic drivers in North Lawrence, in the airport, but folks just don't see that. I think what I would love to see is how do we educate people about the airport and what it does? And I think vision, or it could look and how it fits in there. Yeah, we just got to get dream about the air, part the future of Baltimore. Just this annoying.
I read the article in the paper, and I know you probably weren't at the 135, 150.
No, there was 160 people.
A lot of people at the second meeting.
Yeah.
Pretty exhausting.
Was anything brought up about a fire station?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meeting that Carrie originally would have benefited from work involvement, was our visioning session. And what we do is came in and they were groups, went through a series of questions where they react to different transition questions, housing, or development related placemaking, in jargon is signage, landscaping, event, places that attract people to the space, a series of, and then provide it was a lot great, a little loud for people to hear. I think some cases our event, which is critical, fall to 10 is coming Wednesday the 10th. You might see this one.
Today's the 3rd, so next Wednesday's the 10th.
Yeah, next Wednesday, the 10th, at the Union Pacific Depot, the train station, as Carrie calls it, from 4 to 6. It was 4 to 6 to make sure there. Not 4 to 7 right now, but 4 will be our open house. There you'll interact with the consultants and with values, vision, and that we've get so far up to some of from the meetings and more feedback. So it's a one-on-one type of back. If you've ever been in the cities like 3 houses, you can come in and back. So we'll have a board, it'll have stuff back to, and with the I'll be there as well.
And where is this?
The Union Pacific Depot.
I have a question. What are these consultants, what were they hired to do? I don't know, more of a grant thing. There's consultants in this whole North.
It's not roots at all. In reaction, staff because we have so many studies that we've done over the years related to infrastructure in North Lawrence, whether it's the airport, stormwater, levees,
Sewer.
roads, sewers, water. And we've never kind of taken back what we left 1970, 80, which was adopted and which was and for the area. And so we call this a plan, but it's area plan almost that encompasses grantship, which is also a involvement. But I was, our AAB has been brought in through the commission. So it would be a good to come in and what you're seeing there. We're act as representatives of the community for business owners and the community, to what you're seeing there. The many ideas or thoughts you have. There will be same day releasing a survey for everyone in the community to hear about what you or desire for future of North Lawrence. You don't have to be a resident or business in North Lawrence to do that, because again, this is a community initiative that happens to include an area.
I am going to correct you. The open house is the 10th. It is 4 to 7 and it's actually at the venue 1235.
Oh, it did. Well, that's funny that they have it on my calendar. wrong.
Okay, let's run this by again.
Sorry, it was.
Sorry. Yes,
So is that on the internet?
it's on the City of Lawrence
Okay,
webpage,
thank you.
right in the top left-hand corner. On the main splash page, it has the,
And that venue's just on the other side of the bridge.
Let's have a venue tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that we go.
It is really.
Yeah, you go to the airport, and I'm sorry that I had it wrong, but I had not seen that confirmed.
Okay.
And Sarah, I'll tell you, like, the consultants did a really good job during their task force, coming up with questions and ideas and helping us kind of brainstorm what could North Lawrence look like, and they had pictures of other areas, talked about Bentonville and the other cities that, North Lawrence has some areas.
Yeah.
It was they did a really good job.
Okay, the one question that I gave to you last week when we had the staff meeting is this business about, I think I gave you the copy, Carrie, about there's a group that wants to look at parks and trails north of I-70.
That is not in the study area. That's on
It's not in
the,
the study area, but somehow or another it's gonna have to connect. So from North Lawrence, isn't it?
not necessarily, no.
Okay, well, I don't know how it affects, but
Mhm. Yeah, we have easements on the west side of the river, currently, so that's being looked at through the, either Parks and Rec, or our bikeways plan. So there's two different areas where that could hit. Of course, we are aware of it as staff and so are the consultants, so.
okay,
Mhm.
as long as everybody's.
But the Lawrence Loop is part of this, so if any of you use the Lawrence Loop, we're still trying to figure out that connectivity, so that's where some of the feedback's coming through the bikes plan that we're currently doing with our MPO. But also this will try to look at how, again, we take all those other 19 or so studies that we've done for various infrastructure and other items related to the city for this area. And how do we put those together in a way that works cohesively and, provides the best form and function for the community. So that's why we're doing all the visioning up front, and then the outside consultants are synthesizing that feedback with all the studies that we've done so that we don't say, oh yeah, we can do that, and go, oh no, we can't. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I knew it was more formal since we appointed Carrie, but I didn't realize it was such a.
This is a very large study.
Yeah.
It's very rich in the amount of detail the consultants are going to be wading through in addition to the public info.
And there's some very passionate people about this.
So if you want all of us there, do we have any worries about Open Meetings Act stuff?
As long as you don't talk about issues of the board, you can be there, but we can put a notice out, that will cover you if you're there. the meeting is occurring.
Cause
So why don't we go
that
ahead and
is
do
a
that?
public meeting.
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
public
Who
meeting.
is considering going? I'll go.
I don't think I can go.
I'm actually out of town.
I
Then, so.
will be out of town as well.
Okay,
I think I might be able to go. I gotta check with my boss.
okay, understood.
So if we don't have three, we don't have three. I'll live, yeah, four.
But I mean, it's really a good opportunity, one, for you to see what we're talking about. And this is the early stage. This is the data gathering input stage. And then we'll be coming back after they've done some synthesis on all of that after the first of the year in the first quarter, and doing another touch base, another visioning, with more information. And then the study concludes next December. So it's a long process. So definitely want you to be engaged, and then there'll be another task force meeting coming up, but it'll be after the first.
I'll make sure they know we're not planning on landing 747s.
Please.
We're not? Darn, I'm leaving.
Yeah, just 737s.
Are we ready to talk about the calendar now, you guys? Melissa, are you gonna? Yeah, I want you to cover at least the first number, item one.
Yeah, so
And then I have questions on two also.
Okay, so, the first item is, I'm requesting, a special meeting on the 14th of January to consider adoption of the rules and regs and the airport master plan. So, and if that's too much on one, we can peel one off and,
I think it's too much on one, and I think rather than adoption of the rules, because I know there's been significant input. I think we really need to discuss those rather than think about adopting.
Okay.
I think we're not ready to adopt them.
okay,
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing I'm not.
okay.
I think you're right.
I have a question
Not
about
able to read them again, but that's okay, that's my opinion.
I did have one question about the rules and regulations is, once the board is finished with modifying them and applying them, all the changes and edits to this plan that have been presented, will there be a public meeting for the final?
It has to go through a
Draft.
public adoption process, so it'll have public notice for the governing body, and then a 30-day comment period, and then, yeah, so it'll go through a whole formal adoption process, because it will be an ordinance.
If you're asking whether there will be one after the board sends it to the city,
Correct.
I
That's
think
what
that is the question you're asking.
she just answered, yeah.
So
So-
the answer is no.
No, the
It'll
answer
go
is
to
yes.
the
No, the answer is yes.
It'll go to the city, right? And then there'll be another one, but not before it goes to the city. I want to make sure. I'm
Right.
That's, so what she said is right.
Okay,
So it goes to the city
Yeah,
and then it will be
Yes.
put up for a 30-day public
yes.
review. And
Yes.
yeah.
But we won't, once the board says, okay, we won't do another public meeting.
no,
Go to the,
I meant,
Yeah, the board won't do it.
the board won't do another
Yeah.
public meeting. Okay.
correct.
Yeah.
I just want.
Yeah.
And then just so that I remind you, I guess I've been told by one boss, tell them again. So I'm going to tell you that once they're adopted, then we will start the implementation of it. And that will take time to phase it all in. So just understand the new airport manager is going to be managing these things, and we're going to be continuing to develop policies and procedures. So you're going to continue to see more policies and procedures come to you, because we will start filling those things in. Because we are an accredited public works department with the American Public Works Association, we have some rigor, and that's what I'll be applying to this, just so you understand. So,
Absolutely. Okay, so Ron,
So my.
you want to break this up
Yeah,
into.
my recommendation is that the airport rules and regulations, should be its own meeting. I think it's gonna be a long meeting. I think there's gonna be lots of comments from the public on that meeting. And I think we need to rigorously go through the comments that have been suggested, because I know there's more than one comment on more than one suggested rule, and I think we need to look at all of those. So my recommendation is we do the 14th only to devote it to that, and I'm guessing it may take more than the 14th to do that.
Well, I
It's a long
definitely
document.
want to put the airport master plan before you sooner rather than later, because I need that adopted for a whole variety of
Which one do you want first?
the master plan.
Then we better do the master plan, because otherwise, without the master plan, none of the rest of this
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if that makes sense, we
Yeah.
should do that, yeah.
Okay, now. I believe, Ron, I'm gonna contradict you on this. I think we have all posted enough comments. And Melissa has gotten,
Have you seen all the comments? I have.
I don't wanna see all the
I do.
comments.
I do, I want to see.
Want to see all of them?
Yes, I want to see what everybody is concerned about, because I have very significant concerns with those rules and regulations, and I want to see what other people's concerns are.
So,
And I think we should.
Let me ask this question then. What happened to the comments that you got?
I have them all saved.
You have them all saved? Okay.
Mhm.
Is there any way, well, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to streamline this in any rational way, Ron, that's all. We've looked at these at least 3 times and compounded comments at least 3 times. So if you want to look at them all, I would suggest that you do so ahead of time before the meeting.
I want the whole board to see them all, because I think it's important. Like, we're talking about a very significant change to this airport. We're talking about a long document. This is not something that we need to rush through. And if we're trying to rush, I think that trying to rush through it is a big mistake.
We've had this
It's a
for 2
huge
years
mistake.
now, so. Okay.
We've had rules and regulations for years that never
I know.
were adopted.
Okay,
Well,
I want to hear what everybody has to say about this, because I think, I'm not saying I don't want to know all this stuff. I'm just saying, oh, we've been through it so many times. I'm afraid there's not much that's new. That's all. And that's just my opinion. So what does everybody else
I
think?
guess my first question is, could we get the comments before the meeting, right? I guess what I would not prefer is that we sit at this meeting and go through every single comment.
Right, like we did that last time.
Yeah, I would think if it is possible to see the comments before the meeting and we can read them and think about them and then come to whether it's the 14th or another meeting, I don't think I have a strong preference. But if we get that stuff beforehand, that way everybody has a chance to look at it, then we don't necessarily have to go through, everybody has to read every single comment there at that meeting. I think
Right.
that would probably be helpful. I agree we don't want to rush this, but we also at some point need to be done with this too. So however, we can do both of those things at the same
We
time.
should be able to add them as public comment on the agenda. With the regular attachments, the same as we would add any other public comment.
Yeah.
To any other items.
So we could add them as a public comment with the
Okay.
merged finding.
Can we make sure, I mean, we've already been through one set of comments that we compiled. Everybody's in, and we talked all about
And
it.
then we edited them again.
And now we're looking at a new set. So I don't know that I want to look at the stuff we've already looked at. I want to look at if there's new stuff that we haven't seen before. I'm okay with that. But I don't want to start from ground zero again and go all the way through this.
So I guess my question is, I guess I assumed that the public comments you got were off of the new draft
Yes.
from the one.
Okay.
So we have, so we.
So
have
it would
not
be
seen-
fewer than we had that one exasperatingly long meeting that we had.
Got 28 pages from someone.
Of comments?
Yes. So, or thereabouts. So there's a lot,
Okay. Well,
but I did not merge them. And I have, and that's where, I've had Tim, who's been sitting dutifully on here all night long. I've had him review them and I'm ready to start working on it. I just couldn't with the interviews and all that coming up. So it's just not feasible.
Well, how's everybody want to handle it? I'm baffled by this.
Like I said, I would be open to seeing them beforehand. So we all can come to this meeting, having the knowledge or having the opportunity to read with
Yep.
what other people have said, and then we can discuss if there are comments that, we want to bring up and things we want to make change. But I still want to show up to the meeting and have to go through 28 pages.
Well, what I can
I
give
agree
is
with you.
a draft. Or I can give you a proposed final with all the comments on a separate document.
Document.
Great.
that you can.
We can get that before, the meeting.
If it's two separate documents, are you talking about?
I would give you what I would say, I would give you what I call a final one to react to based on the comments received this last round in November, right? And I would give you all the individual comments in a separate document.
I am down for that.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yes.
I want to make sure is that okay? Does that address your concerns?
Would
All right.
would that document be made or maybe provided to all the tenants and businesses that operate at the airport?
Well, it'll go with the agenda.
Okay.
So,
So yes. They'll be followed.
They'll be public.
Okay,
For tenants that don't
And
get the
because of
agenda.
the number, it needs to be more than a couple of days' notice, or we need to have time for this
To read
lot
it,
to go
right.
through.
right.
now, if
We'll read
that's the
the
case,
Yeah.
we still want to do the master plan first.
Yeah.
So do we want the master plan on January 14th? And if we want the master plan on January 14th, when do we want the rules and regulations? We have a February meeting.
I'm gonna be a problem throughout most of January. So I can only attend the 14th. So if you don't need me for the master plan, that'd be fine. It's pretty
I
bad.
could do the 14th, but I can't do the February 4th.
Do you think we need a separate meeting for the master plan?
What do we need to do the master plan?
Yeah, I guess maybe that's a good question. Yeah.
Well, I felt like the last time we met, there was lots of comments on the CIP. So we're getting back again, another document. And depending on how many more times we have to look at it. But we need to get it in place because it goes into how we submit to the FAA for monies. Okay, so we just kind of need to get it done. That's on my
Yeah, it
list.
sounds like the master plan has a higher priority than the other one.
But they're both priorities for the FAA
Well,
for
but
myself.
the other part of
But the
it,
master
unlike,
plan is important for me to release my consultant off of.
I do have one
Costing me
question
yeah, I mean,
on the master plan is typically a master plan is funded by the FAA and is an FAA document and it's not adopted until the FAA approves it.
Mhm.
Since this was funded with a state grant, does the FAA still need to approve it before it can go into effect?
Tim, if you hear that, can you help Melissa?
He may fall.
I don't blame you, Tim.
Because typically the FAA wants to review the master plan.
Okay, sorry, I had to find the unmute button. It's
I
always
figured it's okay.
someplace different. This airport master plan, irregardless of the funding, the FAA will approve it because the master plan study, the document is approved along with an airport layout plan, an ALP. And again, the CIP, and I've been helping Melissa out with working with Garver, and they've, I think, done a good job incorporating your comments from your previous board meeting into the CIP. But they'll also show you the capital expenses, the estimated cost of those improvements over the lifetime of the CIP. I have asked Garver and Melissa and I are working with Garver to make sure they provide an executive summary because it's a very extensive document, and that executive summary becomes kind of your elevator speech when you do talk to members of the community. You're at public meetings, you can quickly summarize what the goals and objectives are. But yes, it goes into the FAA. It's been prepared according to FAA standards for an airport master plan, and the ALP needs to be approved by the FAA Airports Division, Kansas City, so you can move ahead with your future grant funding.
And so, Tim, just to clarify, what I was wanting from the board was that they were okay for us to basically send it into the FAA.
Right. You would, with the
So
Airport
am I out
Advisory
of
Board.
order or in order?
No, in order. That would be exactly what you'd want to do. And the Airport Advisory Board will look at it. You guys take action to accept the study as presented by Garver and all the changes that you've wanted in the CIP, for example, in there. But the Garver should be coming in and resubmitting all the chapters and the full document review that with you. And so you see a final draft of the document, and then Melissa, they can submit it to the FAA for their review. And then they need to accept the document and approve the ALP that goes with it.
Okay. Can we get this in time for the January 14th meeting? Do you want Garver to make a presentation?
Yeah.
And do we want to see all of the changes that we have suggested at this point or not? Like we want to see on the rules and regulations?
Tim, can you go ahead and tell me where you think for the board, where we're at with Garver?
Garver should be ready by, if you let them know 14 January, that 14 January is the date, they'll be ready.
Yeah.
And the lead planner for the plan doing the document will be at your meeting to present to you. And it will be, the rest of the question is, what they'll be presenting is the final draft. They can make note, they'll make note of what changes they've included since the last Airport Advisory Board meeting. That's primarily in the CIP and any other edits that they've made, but they'll be presenting to you the final draft of the report.
Okay, so they can give us a second document that perhaps lists all the changes to keep.
Probably not. I'm
Probably not.
not aware of that because, my involvement's sort of been with the CIP.
Correctly.
Yeah,
Okay.
You will get
but
the
they will,
entire document is what you will get for review.
Okay.
Would it be possible, again, I'm all about getting it early, would it be possible for us to get it before that meeting?
Well,
A
yeah,
couple weeks or two, that we can review and come with
the
questions.
question is how many weeks ahead do you want it?
One.
At least a week.
I was gonna say one or two, I think.
Okay.
At least a week.
If
I
we
mean,
get it,
we try to send these out, you got this a week ahead for this meeting. So if we give you that much time again, is that enough time?
How long is it?
I don't-
This thing-
Basically.
I know.
Oh,
It ain't gonna be small. So-
it will need to be a link to the document so that you can go online and review the text, the exhibits, and the other chapters are already are done and completed. But they would probably Garver would be providing the document to Melissa, and either through the city's system, or they would send out a link so that you can look at it online.
And Tim, what I'm thinking, so just for the board, is that basically they're probably about done already, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we could do is plan to have this out to you before the holiday.
The sooner the better.
Right. The sooner the better. And we'd also get it posted up on the airport website so that you guys can make sure that people can look at it in its totality, because only seen it as staff as piece. Okay. So
Yes.
and I haven't had a chance to review it. Tim's done a lot of work for me, thank goodness, because I'm the expert, so it's better that he was doing that expert review for you all. So what we're gonna do at this point, Tim, is we'll ask Garver to get us the final version of it, their final draft for the board to consider. And if you guys are okay with the 14th, which sounds like we're gonna miss Jim, but at least if you had any comments, you could get them in ahead of time.
Yeah, that's.
And then we'll just give them a longer lead time. We'll give you a longer lead time on it. As soon as we get it, we'll go ahead and post the meeting and post that information, because it's that one.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. And I think I heard Tim say that we'll have her give a presentation.
That's what I
Yeah.
want to know.
And the last time we didn't have John Rasta here, who's been the lead planner on it. Instead, we had Brett Holt, who is an engineer of Wichita. So this time John would be present with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so on the 14th. 14th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can bring in like pizza or something if that's.
now you're speaking that way.
We're gonna we will get ahead of time, the master plan sometime the next couple or 3 weeks.
Yep.
John Ross, this is gonna come in, make a presentation.
Yep, and I'll get with him right away to confirm, so.
And there will be an action item on that date. Okay, and everybody, if you get it in December, comments go rapidly. So that we have, I assume there'll be one more iteration on this, but I'm not sure about it.
I would hope that
That we-
based on the feedback that we've given.
That
the
we're-
last
we should.
year and a half.
The master plan, I don't have a lot of problems with, but, we've gone through, was the CIP stuff, I think we've gone through that.
Yep. And Tim
Since July of 2023, we've been going through
Yeah,
that.
so that's not a new thing.
No.
no. So,
And the last
In fact-
time I read that part of it. It looked
Tim?
like they-
yes,
If I can add one more comment, again, just about a master plan, it's a cookbook recipe, according to the FAA advisory circular. So it's, be aware that, the chapters and the sequencing and how it's presented, is a, John doesn't have, and the consulting engineer, the planner doesn't have a lot of options on how to develop this or present it. I will say that Garver did a great job, and you all did a great job in considering alternatives to primary runway development. And I think that is very well thought out, very well presented. And I think your North Corridor study for Lawrence really comes into play there because, it's hard to do much if you don't want to move a highway. If you want to move a highway, you guys can do a lot. And but that's all well laid out in the airport master plan study. And so the alternatives were well thought out. I asked John, and he'll be prepared to present to you kind of a what happens next part of his presentation. And that would be, how does the FA prioritize the projects that are listed in the CIP as you all would like to see it listed? How does then Lawrence compete for discretionary funds for the projects? And if you have a project that you see as a high priority, what are some of the tricks or some of the methods to accelerate and get ahead of the line for discretionary money? And that will be, he'll be prepared to talk to you about, again, what next steps are, how you submit the priorities in what's called an ACIP, Airport Capital Improvement Program data sheet that gets submitted to the FAA. He'll be able to show you then how you start implementing the priorities that you have in your airport master plan.
okay. And Tim, so you feel like the order that I've given him, that first, then the rules and regs is a good idea?
Yeah, you need to get your master plan update, and so you can continue to be competitive for FAA grant funds, and especially
And the aspirational.
because, yeah, and then I think hopefully you are successful here coming up with airport manager hiring, and that and Melissa does have some very top-notch candidates for final interviews. I think that getting that individual on board hired will help with getting the airport rules and regulations across the finish line too.
Yeah, that was the other comment I was gonna make. I mean, if we're hiring an airport manager and he's truly gonna be possibly here by
Or she.
January,
They,
or she, yeah,
They.
they,
it covers anything.
yeah,
It's a do.
they should be part of that process.
Of course.
And therefore, it's a really good idea that we don't get them approved
Okay.
before that person's on board.
So the master plan, we can probably assume that the board will get and will be posted sometime before Christmas
Yep.
holiday. Okay. Rules and regulations, and the 14th of January is gonna work for everybody
For master plan.
for the master plan.
And Melissa's
Okay.
bringing pizza.
That's right.
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard. That's all I got.
Right.
She didn't say what kind of meat.
Rules and regulations will have to come after that.
Yeah.
And when do you guys want to meet about that? The February meeting? Which is February 4th right now.
I don't know that we have to worry about it so much as it's, just, we'll see how it goes with getting the new person on board.
Okay,
All I can say is the February, all of those dates for the regularly scheduled meetings were good for me, except for the 4th.
well, we may need to change it anyway, so
I know.
we'll see.
Yeah, I
Okay.
understand.
Okay, so the way make sure I understand what we're doing here. Master plan, we will talk about on the 14th of January. The rules and regulations are whenever they are ready, TBD. Now, the schedule for the item 2 here on the calendar.
Should we do a motion for the first one first? Or do you want to do it all together?
They need to be separate.
Okay.
Since they were advertised.
So I have a motion to have a special meeting on January 14th
I'll move.
for the master plan. Ron, okay,
I'll second.
Jake second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, unanimous.
You good with that, Jim?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, the rest of the schedule, I think there may be, we're obviously always gonna have somebody who misses, so
Yeah.
I don't want to change the rest of it, but do we know on the October 7th schedule, are we in Lawrence sponsoring the Kansas Association of Airports meeting?
Yeah, we are.
What, do we have dates?
It was later.
Was after the 7th?
I don't know that we
Usually it's like the first week of October.
were the last week of September.
Is it
Yeah.
FIFA?
No, it's not. So
No, it's October.
we're working
It'll
on,
be
I've been
July.
on a couple of meetings on it already, but let me see. I thought it was like the 14th.
It is proposed to be the timeframe of September 30th to October.
Yeah, I was right.
So
It
you
is
were
September.
End of September and October.
The 30th too, it's usually 3 days to the 2nd. It's usually
Hold on.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
We're October 14th to October 16th.
See,
That's what it is.
I was right. It was middle of.
They,
Okay, so there's not a conflict.
they pushed it back from the original.
Yep.
I guess somehow or another we need to get that moved up on the schedule so we figure out what we're gonna have to do as a board to do for that. But that's
Are these meetings gonna continue to be here or go back to city council?
They're gonna stay here.
Okay.
And the error was from an old invite that people didn't decline when we sent out a new one. So and I don't know if those sunset, because I deleted them off my calendar.
They should be gone. The last one should have been this month.
It is.
Yeah. and
Yeah,
then
it is.
Yeah.
I have doubles on mine because whatever reason, but yeah.
So those were,
Mine too, for some reason.
Yeah,
yeah, so those should vaporize, and we will put out Swan. So, but it's always gonna be, should always be right on your agenda.
Where's that?
But the fact that there was confusion, I'm sorry, that was something Kathleen did, and we were working with IT to try to delete those, and that didn't go as quickly as possible. So,
okay,
They may move to the new campus.
Say, aren't you now moving out here?
Of the year.
well,
well, we're not gonna worry about that at the moment,
Yeah.
because this building
the
will still be ours.
location, the dates we're worried about, not the
Yeah.
location right now. Okay, anything else on the schedule that we need to throw out?
did you, no, never mind.
Okay, you're thinking about Aries Classic.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
later
later,
in
it's
It's later in June.
Exactly. You know,
I'm gonna talk to you about that later anyway. Question about who's running the report at Epperson.
Not me.
I know. Okay, future agenda items. The Visioning session will be dependent on hiring the new airport manager. And what are you kind of sort of thinking, Jim?
Oh, did we adopt the?
Oh, we did that.
I make a motion that we adopt all the things that we said we were gonna do with the new January 14th date,
Second,
and other dates for the meetings.
I second.
Sarah seconds. All in favor?
Sure.
Unanimous.
There you go. Now back to your original.
Okay.
So I took a stab at something
Mhm.
for the vision that I thought would be prudent if we decided to talk about this prior to the hiring of whoever it is what the board saw the vision as, and then to incorporate their opinions after that point. I quickly realized that this is Pandora's box after starting to write this thing.
Yeah.
You started to write it and it got bigger and bigger.
I was like, that's dumb.
We won't say what idea it was.
Yeah. Well, I have a great idea. You know, you guys agree with it. But this is kind of what I landed on, was to provide a safe and innovative aviation hub that connects Lawrence to the global community, driving economic growth from community. Subset it out like we would leverage our strengths for growth, strengths for partnerships, specifically speaking about like the things that we want at the airport, such as NFPO, Fight for Life, 145 repairs, over 5 ops. Why it matters about the relationships with our local LPOs and why that's important. And then community engagement about like what that means as far as what we think that means. And
You can't, you know.
yeah, exactly.
that
So,
kind of
so listen to stuff and not stuff like, you know, hosting firefighting school or something, because I've start learning about things that help us to infrastructure and financial growth. I think this is probably the most diverse topic is that I brought up, talking about, we're going through master plans and we talked about hangars, like we want to attract, in my opinion, I think we should be attracting additional businesses to our airport. And if that's the case, then that will change our infrastructure needs, which we've, gone through a lot of that. And then, so at the end of that, what I had pretty much written out was the mission statement's definitely gonna have a growth comparison and then safety are the two things. We want to grow and be safe. And like, if that, I think is something that we want to all agree on, I think we can kind of detail out more information at a detail level. I just don't know if that's what you guys all would sign off on as the airport board is. That is the vision of.
Makes perfect sense to me, Jim, as a place to start.
I like growth and safety.
Okay. So do you want me to draft something and send it somewhere?
Sure.
Okay, and then we can review it at the next.
We can end this at the beginnings of that.
Yeah.
And as far as trunk or treat goes, I talked to somebody recently and they think that we should have one event a month as we go through 2029. And I said, okay, maybe we'll talk about that.
Our airport manager's gonna be ready.
I'm struggling with all these dates right here. I'm like,
Good for this airport.
No, I think that's a great start, Jim. I think that's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for.
I just think it's something that I feel pretty passionate about certain things.
Mhm.
You can tell my notes on deep wrong. But, it's actually interesting how much we have at there.
So it's huge.
So it was actually kind of exciting to go do some.
And what the potential is.
Yeah, and if we ever can unlock some infrastructure, it would be awesome. So,
Well, and I do just really quickly at the end have 2 updates that I want to give. So sorry that I
Okay.
don't, I'll become public comment.
Okay, so Jim, will you just keep us posted on that? And if you want on the agenda next time.
let's throw it on, we should have in February, that's our next official,
Yeah.
we'll have an airport manager. So we can add it to that agenda.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
In theory.
okay,
Okay, and I'll get something written that can be in the comment.
that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments on the vision session, Sarah?
Oh, well, just actually on the dates, you guys are gonna send those out. I stuck one on my calendar, but you're gonna.
No, we will send
Yeah.
out the official
Okay.
invitations. Yeah.
Why did we leave city council? Question mark.
Because I don't
The
like.
rooms are closed. We lost a lot of facility when we lost the
Yeah,
riverfront.
okay, right.
So we have municipal court in there now, in addition to commission
yeah.
and other advisory boards. So a lot of us had to scatter. Because they just couldn't get in there soon enough. So,
Okay.
And
but we,
besides that.
Just not enough bandwidth.
Room could hear.
no, we couldn't hear,
Nobody. could
everybody can hear when you don't want to hear. Yeah.
I like this atmosphere a lot better. It's a lot more conducive
It is, I mean,
conversation.
see each other's faces and stuff.
Well, I was just, it's just 10 more minutes further. We can hold hands out here.
No,
Melissa, what do we know about the Airport Centennial
I know what I have,
permission?
I know what I have to do now,
Okay,
and we'll do it together.
my request went in the middle of the year
They want me to add it as an agenda.
because we now have to request permission to have a committee, a subcommittee of the group. And we voted on it in June, and I wrote him a letter. Apparently a letter to the city commission and the city manager doesn't get you on his agenda. So Melissa's gonna have to rank this.
Yep.
So eventually we may get that.
We're not doing anything else. I mean, you should have all the free time for that.
Yeah,
It's not a problem, I'm on it.
but apparently. Yeah, they could be in the worst.
Melissa, when it comes to Centennial, when we did the last big anniversary out there, we coordinated it with like Public Works Week and
Oh, yeah.
coordinated with the Duncan County Emergency Management.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a new,
Oh,
Duncan County Emergency Management.
oh,
It's
yeah.
a new,
I just want to get started on it.
and to include more people would be really pretty.
Well, the vision I have of this is that we include the Chamber of Commerce, Explore Lawrence, the fire department, the police department.
Yeah.
Public, anybody can get to work on it, and we think about, okay, what else we want to do? Do we want a United Way then? Do we want trunk or treat? Do we want, what do we want?
She's already got 10 months program, guys.
I do.
There you go.
Again,
But I
this
can't
airport
get
manager,
permission.
it's gonna be me.
So, in any case, that's in the works again. Yeah. As far as the minimum standards, that'll
They'll come with.
that'll follow everything else.
That's one of the next steps.
Yep.
Okay. Public comment.
Can I ask a question, a
Of course.
clarification as to, we all sent in comments on the rules and regs.
Mhm.
You took on, are we to assume some of this was put into and been modified, or it's all just hanging there?
No,
You're gonna send us something that changed since the
Yes.
last meeting,
yes.
and this was based off of Tim and you putting these numbers, or the.
And everybody,
We'll give you, what we believe based on the feedback is the final and best to you all. And
Your stab at a final and
best,
Yeah.
and your, comments separately.
Yeah.
So what I do is I try to synthesize and I use Tim as a sounding board.
Sure.
So, and he's already given me his comments, so we'll work through those. I just didn't have time to take all of it, ram it together, and
So there should be some of these have been adapted already and turned.
I've taken them from the first round, the second round, and I'll take them from the third.
So I think to continue with Lloyd, so the kind of your draft is gonna be a clean draft.
Yep.
And then the comments
will be
are
separate.
gonna be separate.
So you can go ahead.
That's a good way to do that.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a good way to do
I was sitting here thinking how I was gonna do it, that might
So
work.
some of those
But that works.
are being drafted into it.
Yep.
They'll still be there.
Yep, you'll be able to see them separately, and then you'll be able to see.
You'll also be able to see what didn't go in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, because there's a lot of people that took comments in.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I got comments from a.
That should be checked.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Go.
I just a comment from FBO comment that we took, Monday will have a global express.
Yes.
See, we are getting 747.
God. You're making me make this guy a liar. He knew before I did.
What kind of airplane?
Who is it?
What kind of airplane? You,
I don't know what it looks.
Made by Bombardier.
Bombard, yeah.
It's coming in Monday, you said?
It's a regional jet that turns red.
It's coming in
But
Monday?
bigger.
Yeah.
But Monday is coming to town and of course it'll be based here after that. But
Oh, it's gonna be based here.
based here.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Where are you gonna park that?
yeah.
I'll tell you this.
Oh, gosh, this guy is gonna put.
It's gonna-
If we hadn't gotten our other hangar back, this wouldn't be reality. I'm moving everything I can over into the committee hangar of the cities. That's gonna enable me that. That's gonna take better than half that new hangar of ours,
Oh, yeah.
almost 3/4.
Yeah.
And I tell you,
Bigger.
Tail fit that?
Yeah, like the tall enough?
yes, 28 foot is the door. It's gonna be 26.5.
Yeah. You're something close.
The wingspan is 96 foot and our doors are.
Is it somebody that's here?
No, no.
Okay.
This person, hangar space is at a premium
Sure.
right now. They're Dina, not premium,
I
but
hope you're charging the premium.
Yeah, better watch
Yeah,
the time
yeah.
pressure too.
The company that's buying it is in Lincoln.
Yeah.
They cannot get a hangar
Yeah.
building for several years. Going through the.
Kawasaki?
No.
Right.
So one of the pilots live in Kansas City.
Yep.
The other pilot's in Nebraska, so they were looking for anything between Kansas City and Lincoln to base it, and we're in. I mean, there's nothing in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Omaha couldn't help them. I mean, he went on and on.
Nothing at New Century.
No, New Century.
A global is a really big airplane. And that's part
How
of,
big is the addition that they're doing at, Brooks or Barriers. They're doing a huge hangar addition to his
Still one at
plant.
Lease Summit. They put a pretty big thing.
They won't be here more than 3 years, I'm guessing, because they'll get their new, they don't, because basically they're commuting deadheading from here to Lincoln. Now, when they go somewhere, drop off, it's a family. Oh, that's gonna hold, it's not a business, that's a let's say that, I don't know, but they'll drop them off in Bahamas or whatever, and they may deadhead back because they're down there for 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
And go back and get it.
Do they fractionalize it out or what?
Sorry?
Do they fractionalize it or?
They're just really,
Probably not.
What's in my resume? I'd love to get it. Be first officer on that.
To give you feel, a Global Express can go from here to Japan nonstop.
Yeah.
It's here anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm like,
We're basically halfway around.
it'd be cool to see.
Well, what's really amazing, Global Express doesn't need a lot of runway.
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
It's contaminated.
It's well, yeah, every year. Until yesterday, every year.
Okay, y'all, any more public comment?
I did just
Yes.
have a couple of notes from your interim director or manager, whatever I am. The based aircraft information, Christina and I got that in last week, on time, Monday on time.
And the numbers are
A lot.
a lot?
76, however, I am doing a revision and I believe we are adding another 12.
We just found 12 more airplanes.
Well, it was Eurotech. We were waiting on that. so-
Okay.
Do each one of their fuselages count as a?
I'm not gonna answer these questions. I just know that we have more to add.
Okay,
But we met on the ones that are fully based here and then the ones that are the internet, whatever they call it. Transient, was where we were struggling. And, not on our own because we were on time. So then, the other, just a quick update as well. Now I'm drawing a blank. I had two things. Now I can't remember what the other one was. I don't know. I can't remember it now. Sorry.
You did the hangar walkthrough, right? That's-
Well, that was-
that-
Yeah.
okay.
Dawn's.
Not yet.
okay, I'll give you a one more.
Anybody else?
Okay. All right, unless Melissa comes up with what she forgot,
Gone.
could I have a motion to adjourn?
sure.
Sarah,
I'll second it.
Ron, second, anybody opposed?
No.
Unanimous.
So, you know, all in favor?
All right. That was fun.